Okay, in the previous examples we used the trig functions, that's sine, cosine, or tangent, to find an unknown side. In this problem we already know the lengths of the sides, but what we don't know is what is the size of the angle. To find the size of an angle, you need to use either the inverse sine or the inverse cosine or the inverse tangent. And you find those on your calculator by using the button that's yellow and has a second right there, right? It's written right above the sine button, the cosine button, and the tangent button. The only time when we use these is when what we want to know is what is the size of the angle. Let's try to solve this one now. If that's my angle, then this is an opposite side. And if this is my angle, then this is an adjacent side. Which one uses an opposite and an adjacent? Well, I can write out SOH, CA, TOA to help myself remember. It looks like this uses an opposite and an adjacent, and that's what I have. So I'm going to use the tangent to get started. The tangent of my unknown angle is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. Now let's use the inverse tangent to undo the left side and find a number for the right side. So here I'm going to take the inverse tangent of the tangent of x, and if I do that on the left side, I have to do it on the right side also. So that's the inverse tangent of 12 over 15. Here we have it right here. The inverse tangent of 12 over 15. The nice thing about the inverse tangent of a tangent is that this side becomes x because these undo each other. And we just get an x, which is the reason that the inverse tangent exists. And on this side, we just have the inverse tangent of 12 over 15, which we can then type into the calculator by pressing the second button, right? And the tangent. So if I type this into my calculator, what will I get? I will get the inverse tangent of 12 divided by 15 it tells me that it gives me 38.6598, and it keeps on going. But we want to round this to the nearest tenth, and so rounded to the nearest tenth means that we're looking at this digit, and the number that comes after it is a 5, which means we're going to bump that one up, and we get x is equal to 38.7 degrees.